by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Big 3rd and 6. Wide open. There's Samuel. Zigs and zags. It slips through a tackle. He's taking it home for the touchdown.
You play this game to reach the highest level, and so I don't want to be complacent. I don't want to ever, be just comfortable and be satisfied and happy with, just something that looks good on the outside. You play this game to win.
4th and 1 at the 17-yard line of the Chargers. CJ hands off to Mixon, running left, has the 15, 10, Mixon across the 5, Mixon to the pylon, Mixon to the end zone! Mixon on 4th down, Tater!
Yeah, things aren't always going to go our way. We had some fouls that didn't go our way. We were in foul trouble the whole game, and they did a good job making some shots, but that's why we practice and we fight through adversity, and then we came out, got a lead in the 4th quarter, gave it back a little, but then we went and got it again, and it's a double-digit win.
Ethan and Taven and Jackson Wandra have really stepped up. I was really surprised by even, all 3 of them. I was so impressed with all of them.
They hit some shots, and we kind of had some let-ups, but I think for the most part, we were pretty dialed in, and offensively and defensively. This is probably our best defensive night that we've had.
I told our kids afterwards that was our best game as far as playing to a game plan. Our defense kept us in the game in the first half, and we obviously couldn't score.
2-down Kansas, up the floor, KJ to Hunt, turns, shoots, and scores! Hunter Dickinson in transition, all set up by Shaq and KJ.
1-5 usually win the game. That was a quote that was sent to me this week. We got to keep winning the fight, and we got to enjoy rock fights. What's that expression? You wrestle with the pig, you get money, but they like it, and we need to be one of those teams that like it.
Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. New week begins, Monday show here from the Mayo Money Management Studio. Steve Webster with you, Mike Corson and Landon Winkler, our executive producer of the program. Boy, a lot of things to talk about today. It's a Monday. That means it's just like a buffet full of sports items that we can discuss. On the show today, Graben Tribune sports editor Jim Mizunas, Barton wrestling coach Nathan Brockelman, and Barton Lady Cougar basketball coach Alan Clark. Weekend sports headlines, and we'll start with the sounds of the past 24 hours or so.
I'm going to throw Jimmy a bone there. He bailed me out Friday. I made a mistake with a name, and there was Jimbo reading my stories at 11:30 at night, throwing out corrections. I appreciate that.
Hey, I appreciate those. I get those several times a week.
It was a stupid mistake, and I cheated some kid out of his accomplishments, so Jimbo made it right.
Dallas Rosales. Although it was Rosales, but that's how I remembered his name was Dallas Rosales.
If I listened during the game, I should have known that. Instead of this kid, I just picked it Will from the roster.
You're way too hard on yourself, Mike Corson. Way too hard on yourself. Let's go ahead and get started. Sounds of the past 24 hours or so. Well, the sounds of the weekend. Wild card round weekend. Denver Broncos back at the party for the first time since 2015. Although the stay was a short one, Jim Nantz the call. On CBS, Josh Allen connected on a 55-yard pass to Curtis Samuel. That was the first play of the 4th quarter. That gave the Bills a 28-7 lead, pretty much put the game out of reach. They beat Denver 31-7. Broncos scored first. The Bills, though, wore down the Broncos, scoring on 6 of their first 7 drives. They finished with a 23-minute edge in time of possession. Denver quarterback Bo Nix says, yeah, it's cool to get the playoffs. Now you want to stay a while, and there's a lot of reasons why you think that the Broncos are going to stay a while in the coming years.
A super quick strike there, and it was weird. Tony Romo was automatically, the Buffalo, they don't even need to get 7 here. They can just get 3 and blah, blah, blah. I actually expected it would be a way closer game, especially as quick as Denver scored, but tell you, nobody wants to see those Bills this late in the year.
Oh, no. It's the Ravens. I mean, good God, they could go to Marsh right now and just beat any Martian team that rolled out because they have Lamar Jackson. I can't wait. Sunday night.
That's the marquee matchup for sure.
That's going to be a big boy game coming up Sunday night in the what's that called? What round's that? The
divisional round.
The divisional round, yes. I had to get this straight. So, Sunday night, okay, the call on Sports Radio 610 in Houston. Saturday, Joe Mixon scored from 17 yards out, gave the Texans a 32-12 lead over the Chargers. That would be the final score. And they come calling to Arrowhead Stadium on Saturday to take on the Chiefs. Game kicks at 3:30 on ESPN as the Texans. Boy, one of those performances you don't want to have in the playoffs. 4 interceptions for Herbert in the game. And the Texans, who were in Kansas City on December 21st, lost 27-19, although the Chiefs were in control the whole way. And anytime the Chiefs win by 8, it's a blowout, right? So they get them again coming up on Saturday.
I think that's a favorable matchup for Kansas City. I would feel.
Oh, absolutely, unless it was
against the
Pittsburgh coming
Chargers.
to town.
Yeah.
Which I kind of maybe thought Pittsburgh was going to. Lamar's got another playoff win, though. Is that 3 that he has that?
I tell you what, I saw him and Josh's numbers side by side, Steve, and I decided right then and there that Lamar will, in fact, win his 3rd MVP. Dude, he's fun to watch.
Who cares about MVP?
It is. He knows what he's done in the playoff. He knows. We all look in the mirror.
Andy Reid must be the greatest coach ever because he's got some, just some throw-in guy playing quarterback. Can't even make the Pro Bowl. Not even in MVP discussions.
The prelude into the Philadelphia game last night said, if you're visiting Philadelphia, remind the Eagles fans that they ran Andy Reid out of town. They'll appreciate that.
Well, if Nick Sirianni doesn't win the Super Bowl, they'll probably run him out of town.
Yeah, they don't learn.
No, they don't.
This year's Coach Rocky.
NFC wild card round. The best game of the week, in fact, really the only good game, was Washington. The Commanders beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20. And Philadelphia taking care of the Green Bay Packers 22-10. So the division round matchups in the NFC, Lions will host the Commanders at 7 Sunday, or at 7 on Saturday night. Then Sunday, the Eagles will play either Minnesota or the LA Rams at 2. The Rams and Eagles play tonight, the final wild card playoff game in Glendale, Arizona.
And I think the Detroit-Washington game is the other juicy one this weekend. Jaden Daniels, he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Why?
He's undersized, and so late in the game,
but
he
no one
stiff
talks
arms
about Bo Nix. No one talks about Bo Nix. No, it's just we've been on him all year. He's Lamar Jackson's cousin. We just Bo Nix. No, he didn't do nothing.
He stiff arms a guy twice his size last night. That it stopped Tampa Bay from getting the ball back, and had that guy kicked the ball from 1 foot further back, it would have missed. So. Turns out to be a hugely pivotal play against a guy twice the size.
You keep
Gained my
farming
respect.
bigger guys. Your career will be short.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's a little fella. Okay, high school basketball. Ian Premer talking about the Great Bend Panthers who 25-11 at the end of the first quarter. Then Garden City kept chipping away. Then Great Bend put up Garden City at the foul line. They got back in it that way. Heck, it was a 5-point game. Then Jacob Hall got a putback in an and one. That put the Panthers up by 8. They went on to win the ball game by the score of 71-60. Ian Premer, 20 points, 12 rebounds, his 6th double-double of the season. Yeah, things got close. We took care of business.
Yeah, Ben Nicholson came out on fire. I had him 11 of 14 as a team in that first quarter. Keep talking about that field goal percent. But he was doing little trick shots off the glass to spin it in.
Oh, his reverse layup.
Yeah, reverse layups. Got a jam in there off I think Premer had 4 assists at least in the first half. So lots of passing, lots of movement.
But Ian Premer did not have a dunk in the game.
Sure didn't.
Now, he did have one after a foul was called, and he threw one down that I think Coach Swedberg from Garden City wanted a technical called on that.
It is always interesting, and I saw this down at Jetmore with Diego Esparza coming, when there's a star player on the court averaging 25, something in those, the other coach, anytime that kid does anything, they just go nuts trying to get that kid off the court in any way, shape, or form.
Ben Nicholson commenting on the Panthers' depth that they were able to build a little bit. I'm not sure that it means that the Panthers are going to be more than 6 deep the rest of the way, but if they have to go deeper than that, that there are some players that have got some experience because Jacob Hall's back.
So he did what he did coming off the bench. I wasn't sure if he was going to play.
11 points, 10 rebounds. Yeah, that's not a bad.
Still fighting.
So Hall returns. Ben Nicholson, by the way, new career high, tied Ian for team high honors with 20. So that's third straight game that he's had a career high. And Cooper Omott with a career high 15 points in the win. Great Bend 7-1 overall, 2-0 in the WAC. Garden City dropping to 2-6 and 0-1. I'm going to talk to Jim Mazunas about this when he comes in, because this Great Bend team is, even when they're not at their best, they're still pretty good. But I mean, I've gone from thinking, man, there's no one in the state can beat this team, and then all of a sudden there's stretches where, it's not as good. Garden City came into that game; they were 2-5. They're okay, but they're probably the 4th best team, I would say, in the WAC at this point.
See, and I go into him blind, and so it's only the second time I saw Great Bend. 11-14, it was fun. 25 points in the quarter. That's on pace to get 100. You don't see that very often, so I was like, man, am I watching the best team in 5A? And then it becomes a grind fest. And then I go home and learn that Garden City only had 2 wins, so I was shocked by that. So that does show you, and like Coach Clark at the Lady Cougar says, why can you win one time by 26 and another time you get beat by 2? So every team does it. Coming out of that first quarter, I was like, yes, we're going to get a running clock, go home and watch some college football.
Yes.
And then it turns out into a slugfest.
They go to Hutch. That's going to be a good matchup coming. Hutchinson's got a nice team. They'll play Valley Center tomorrow night. Valley Center's undefeated on the 5A West. But that'll be a good test. So looking forward to that. Lady Panthers, they were in it again, and then another huge run by the opponent, 18-15. 25-1 run by Garden City. Great Bend loses 57-26. Mike, I have never seen a player make all 8 3-pointers in the second half by Mia Hannigan, and we didn't count her 3-quarter court shot, although I think the story that the Kansas Information Network stole from your story on GreatBendPost.com had her making that shot, because they said, it included a 3. No, she missed that one. You don't count that one. But she had 9 3-pointers in the game, 27 points, 9 of 14. That was an unbelievable shooting performance.
Kind of a non-factor in the first half. Did have a 3-pointer, but I think she had, you can do the math, I think 3 points, maybe 6 points.
Yeah, because all her baskets were 3-pointers.
So I think she hit 4 threes in the first minute 45 of the second half.
Yeah, and that's one of those that you might want, because Great Bend was going back to get in their 1-3-1 zone, and all 5 players had their backs to her because they were all scampering back to get in their positions where they are in the zone. And ladies, this Hannigan girl's coming down right behind you.
And it gets to be comical when she's probably going to shoot it, and then they look good. They weren't bouncing anywhere. They were straight in. And she had a decent handle, so that's a freshman going to be a problem for a few years.
Okay, so again, heading to Hutch. The other 2 games in the WAC on Friday were postponed. Cheney at Dodge City, Hayes at Emporia. That Hayes-Emporia game will be made up tomorrow night. Liberal plays at Garden City, and the Cheney-Dodge City game will be made up on Thursday. High school basketball Saturday, they pushed the Central Plains Maxville game back. Battle between ranked teams in 1A D1. Central Plains number 5 beat number 7 Maxville 53-50. St. John beat Little River 55-46. On the girls' side, Central Plains down Maxville 55-26. Little River 49, St. John 21. I had to look on the Little River Tweeter page to make sure that was accurate.
Pretty good team.
Yes.
I'm lost. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Friday games, Beloit beat Hoisington 43-30 in boys action. Ellenwood 78, Chase 24. Victoria upending 9th-ranked Otis Bison 37-36. On the girls' side, Beloit beat Hoisington 59-41. Ellenwood over Chase 74-8. And Victoria beat Otis Bison girls 57-18. There's high school basketball tonight. Mike Hesher will be heading to Lynchburg for a makeup game, Hoisington and Smoky Valley. You can hear that game tonight starting at 5:45 on 100.7 Eagle Country. Barton wins on the road Saturday, 84-73. Jeremy Combs Cougars took the lead for good, 13-0 first half run, had their 12-point second half deficit shrink down to just down to 1 point in the second half, but then pulled away. That was 6:09 to left. They win it. Jeremy Combs talking about his team's effort in that game. Barton 7-3, 13-3 overall. They will be at home against Independence. Lady Cougars of Barton, they win 54-49 in overtime. Head coach Alan Clark talking about his team's defense, holding them in because they couldn't score in the first half. That was quite a comeback. It was 25-12 at halftime. So then Barton shut Colby out 12-0 in the third quarter. They get it tied up, and they win it in overtime. So that was a big win for the Lady Cougars. That's their second straight in conference play. See if they can get one against Independence. And the middle of the Jayhawk women's division really tightly packed. So you can still get back in there and start fighting for a home spot in the playoffs. Okay, other men's action from the Jayhawk. Cali in first place beat Cloud County 80-65. Seward County, who's just been dreadful this year, they almost beat Coffeyville. Coffeyville won 51-50. Dodge City over Independence, who comes to Great Bend on Wednesday, 93-91. Oh, Fort Hays Tech Northwest won yesterday. They beat Northeastern Colorado 88-80. The new black and gold team that used to be the red and black team that still drives a red and black activity bus. On the women's side, Hutchinson stayed unbeaten. They are now 16-0. They beat Pratt. Dodge City beat Independence 83-58. Those two teams, both 10-0 in conference play. They play on Saturday. And then a weird one. Garden City beat Butler 77-51. Butler all of a sudden just stubbed their toe coming out after the break. Yeah, they got drubbed by Garden City, who went into that game. Garden was just 4-4 in conference play. Butler had been 6-3. Big 12 Saturday, Hunter Dickinson on hits 106.9, scores to put Kansas ahead 40-37 to the second half. Jayhawks use a 14-0 run to beat the Bearcats 54-50. So 13 points they gave up in the second half against Arizona State. They gave up 15 on Saturday. That's pretty good. And I can't even say, I'm going to have to play this again because I like it. It may be our quote of the day tomorrow morning on the AM Great Bend Show.
1-5 usually win the game. That was a quote that was sent to me this week. We got to keep winning the fight, and we got to enjoy rock fights. What's that expression? You wrestle with the pig, you get money, but they like it, and we need to be one of those teams that like it.
You wrestle with the pig, you get muddy, and they like it.
What if the pig has lipstick? Keep some mud and lipstick on. Put lipstick on a pig.
It was 54-50. That was a big win for KU. They've won 3 in conference play. Meanwhile, what in the Wildcat world of K-State's going on right now? Houston beat them at Bramlage by 30, 87-57.
Seat's getting warm.
Well, no, he's got a new contract.
Wouldn't be there. What do they pay him out? I still don't know.
I don't know. Everybody's getting raises, man.
We completely, and maybe you have it later, but so much this weekend we forgot about. Oh, there was a big football game Friday night as well.
Oh, yes. Notre Dame will take on Ohio State. We'll have it for you next Monday here on KVGB. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I have hated Notre Dame my entire adult life. I like their team. I like their head coach.
Sometimes. No, I don't like the team. 3 least favorite programs: Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State. But Notre Dame's at the bottom, and Ohio State's got Will Howard. My one quick take on this is I didn't get to watch the first quarter working the basketball games up, but the Henderson kid, the running back from Ohio State, basically throws a punch, gets fouled, then he makes a pivotal touchdown at the end of the half that kind of played a big part in deciding the game. I just don't understand why he was still in the game when it was basically a punch he threw after a play.
You can punch somebody as long as their helmet's still on.
Evidently.
There you go. Sounds of the weekend. All right, Jim Azunas coming up next Our show brought to you by Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish. Continued support, they have you covered. Equity Bank, adding value for their customers and communities. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoyston, and Larned. Also, by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Jim Mizunas, Great Bend Tribune, up next.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Barton Community College's natural gas program gives you the skills and training you need to succeed. Current student Easton chose Barton to get him ready for the field.
I chose natural gas because I saw all the different type of hands-on work that they do. The technology is top-notch. Instructors are very knowledgeable of everything. Anybody interested in a career in natural gas, I really encourage them to come here to Barton. My name is Easton Juneau, and I'm a Barton Cougar.
Learn more at naturalgas.bartonccc.edu.
Sini Doors, this is Cindy.
Me, Mom! I passed my math test!
Great job, Hadley. I knew counting all those parts in our huge inventory would help out.
Don't forget about the springs!
That's right. We have the most in-stock springs of anyone in western Kansas.
Well, I don't know if our inventory is making me smarter or just giving me a headache.
Garage doors, service, and repairs at C. Andy Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
He's passionate about his high school sports and his trendy sports apparel. Sports Day presents the Great Bend Tribune's Jim Masunas.
Show brought to you today by Eller Automotive Repair. They specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. And the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. I'm sorry, Jim Mizunas, I am not counting a three-quarter court shot at the end of the buzzer. Mia Hannigan was 8 for 8 from three-point land in the second half. It's just my stat sheet.
Did you count your assistant radio guy when he shot his half-court shot? Count that one?
No.
He was no closer.
God, no. No, not at all. But an amazing performance.
It is.
Have you ever seen somebody
I never
eight
seen,
in a row?
Well, I never seen anybody hit 6 dunks in a row, so you will mark that up. But no, I've never seen a shooting display like that. I mean, that's just crazy. And it happened so quick.
Yeah,
it was
Garden City could be pretty good. I mean, they've got KJ Pinch, and
they got 2 really good players.
Yeah, they've got some other ones. So, but let's get to the Great Bend Panther boys right now. And I was talking to Mike about this because Great Bend at times this year, they look like the best team in the entire state of Kansas, and then they'll go through this moment. And maybe it's because you get so enamored with what they look like when they've scored 25 points in like one quarter. And I don't know, Garden City just kept chipping away. I mean, Dallas Rosales was a nice player. But I don't know. It's like I go from saying, man, this team, man, order my ring, Cree, but we'll see. They've got a good matchup coming up on Friday with Hutch.
Yeah, the big concern with the Great Bend boys is just their lack of perimeter shooting, consistent It was 58. It wasn't 57. Is that what you're talking about?
No, Little River girls over.
Oh,
St.
yeah, it was
John.
49-21.
21? Yeah.
They came out full court. And
Wow.
Danny Smith said they just got caught up with playing too many games in a short period of time. They didn't have time to prepare for the really good team that they were playing on Saturday.
Well, yeah. but
And they were
that's-
just overwhelmed with their pressure defense and never got into the game.
That's got to be a concern. I mean, it's.
Well, it is. I think, again,
I mean,
he
it's 28
didn't-
points.
Yeah, he didn't have time to prepare for the pressure and
Well,
just
you
how
may
good
handle that,
River
in,
is.
I mean, if you're in a state tournament.
Yeah, they'll probably see him. But the nice thing with the setup now is you won't have them in your sub-state. Back in the day, when Little River and Claflin were really good, they'd be in the same regional, then they'd go to different sub-states, and they made state tournament 4 straight years, which is the way to go. But now with the reformat, it won't be that much of an issue because the teams will be separated out.
Well, you're going to run into him sometime.
Yeah, you will. You'll have to play a lot better for sure. It wasn't certainly even close to their best game, but they're certainly capable of competing with. But Little River's really, really good though. They've been awfully good in volleyball, and they've been equally good.
I
in
know. Yeah, well, that I just.
Yeah, it was a stunning.
It was.
score.
Yeah, it was. I kept. It's one of those scores you see, and you start. Then you have to start doing fact checking. So where can I find this out?
Yeah. The Oilers, they have been in NFHS, and most of the schools who are smart, who have good administrators, have gotten away from NFHS because it's really iffy. So they switched to YouTube Saturday night, but I didn't know about it till Saturday about midnight. And then Coach Ryan said, "Oh yeah, we switched to YouTube tonight." So anyway, I was watching a little bit of the game, and yeah, it's a good effort by.
Okay, what are the takeaways from the weekend, Jim?
Yeah, I think we pretty much touched on it because Central Plains and Maxwell was.
Besides
certainly-
your message that if someone's hit like 6 3-pointers in a row,
Yeah, you
just
might
make
wanna
sure
match
we
up
want
with
to
them.
find out where they are. On
Yeah,
the
yeah,
court.
you might want to locate them on the court. But yeah, what an incredible display of shooting by the Garden State.
The Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
Covering your local teams and your local athletes. It's Sports Day on KVGB, presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
All right, welcome back to Sports Day. Nathan Brockelman in with us, Barton Wrestling. You brought up a good point. I like it when you bring in here, because I was telling Mizunas, no, that's not a shot. You don't count that, even though, but would FanDuel have counted that if you if you had someone going, okay, I got some pretty good odds on Mia Hannigan going 8 for 8 from the field? Maybe it was, maybe that would have cost somebody a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they don't like paying out, so I'm sure they would have counted it.
They would have come up with something.
Not that I do much of that or any of that really.
No, I'm not.
But it definitely.
The gambling.
You hear people all the time about how they just wouldn't have done this thing, or FanDuel cheated them. Well, they probably didn't really cheat them. That's how they look at it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Went to Miami, Oklahoma. I don't know. You're busy, man. We had 6 duel matches.
Yeah, we had 6 duel matches. It was pool play to start. We're in a pool of 6.
Good wrestler. Hey, man, come on down here. Okay, you are at home on Thursday, and this can be a conference duel coming up.
Yep, conference duels. Number 14, Cali coming in. Like I said, we just dueled them. Hopefully we can give them a little bit better match. Like I said, we set some guys, had some opens, so hopefully that score will change a little bit. And then we got Neosho, and it starts at 4, but we'll have Cali and Neosho duel first. And then the times are kind of approximate, but around 5:30 we'll duel Neosho. So they can get on the road. The farthest team that travels in on tries usually gets to go the first 2 duels, then get on the road, and then we'll finish up with Cali around 7. So,
okay, so this is a pretty cool event. Is this something you want to keep going to every year?
Yeah, we'll probably continue to go. It's good for our guys to kind of see some of the top competition individually. We did have some close duels with Big Bend and Northeastern. I think Big Bend got beat in the consolation bracket in the semifinals, so they went pretty deep. We only lost 29-25 them. And Northeastern, I believe, was in the quarterfinals in the consolation bracket. They took the top 2 from each pool. So really, of the 6 people we wrestled, 4 of them finished in the top 10 of the tournament. So it's a good tournament just overall, and, the kids enjoyed it. Hopefully it doesn't snow on us next year. We'll probably go to those same cabins. They were pretty cool right on the river, and guys got to kind of enjoy some time and some team bonding, especially when we're out there shoveling snow. So,
did you go see Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mantle's?
No, we did not. Not after digging out of that cabin.
Well, don't they have a lot of snow plows down there in northeastern Oklahoma?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
their coach was telling me that the last time they saw this kind of snow was like 10 years ago. So we had 1 snow shovel between the 4 cabins, and thankful for my wife and my kids. When we were dueling on Friday, they were out there trying to shovel a path as well. So they kind of came down, helped cook, and hang out with the team. And they're sore, and my back's sore, and definitely realizing I'm getting a little bit older.
Let me tell you about that, okay? Nathan, appreciate you coming in, and good luck Thursday. We'll talk to you back in here next Monday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nathan Brockelman, Barton Cougar Wrestling here on the program today. Our show brought to you by American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, featuring number 2 Clear Diesel, Bulk Fuel, E10, fuel delivery, all your lubricants and fuel supplies, and C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange signs south of 10th and Harrison. Alan Clark, head coach of the Lady Cougars, in here next.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Community Doors, this is Hadley.
Hadley, what are we going to do today?
You have to work at CNE Doors. What if there's another power outage?
You're right, Hadley. People rely on us to be able to get into their houses and businesses. That is why we sell electric operators with battery backups and have been serving the community longer than anyone.
Does that mean you're getting old, Papa?
Not old, experienced.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
As a farmer, I have thousands of more mouths to feed than the average person. What fuels me to get the job done? The smell of the soil and the hum of the combine. What fuels my equipment? Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster, a premium diesel fuel for the most challenging conditions. Better than any formula yet, delivering maximum uptime every time. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster, fueled by innovation, powered to perform.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today we want to give a shout out to all the supporting cast at these basketball games. We have some great young men and young women on the court, but we also have some great young men and women playing their instruments, cheering, dancing, all those things. Let's clap for them. When they perform and get done, let's show them a round of applause, show them some love as well, because they deserve it. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
For the past 13 years, Sports Day has been the show devoted to local sports and local athletes. And it's all brought to you by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Indeed, also in part by the Animal Medical Center. Large or small, they take care of them all. And by the Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improving our community and the lives of its individuals. Head coach Alan Clark joining us here in studio for Sports Day. Coach, you had a long break.
Yeah.
You come back, and then you go and you play the first half, and you score 12 points, and you're down by 13. You probably sit there thinking, boy, what are we going to do now?
Well, before that, we even, against Northwest Tech at home on Wednesday. A winless team, and at halftime we're down by 2 in that game. So we got to change our warm-up routine or something.
But you got 2 wins out of this.
Yeah.
And then you go out in the third quarter and you shut them out 12-0, and then get back. You get it to overtime. And that Colby team, they were probably thinking, okay, we get this one, we're going to move right up in solidly in the middle of the pack. That was a good win. Alan.
That was definitely a good win. And you look at what Colby's done so far this year at home. They've beat Seward, they beat Cloud, they beat Cowley all at home. And so for us to go in there and be able to get a win, that was really big for us. To have a chance to move up in the standings later on, we had to win that game.
And right now, the way the conference standings are looking, I mean, you got off to 1-7 start in the league, but now you're sitting at 3-7, and then you getting back in the mix, to get host that first round game hopefully.
Well, and if we can get Independence on Wednesday, move up to 4-7. Right now, I think fourth place is 6-4.
6-4. Butler got routed yesterday.
Yeah, and so 6-4 to if we can go 4-7, we can be 3 games out of fourth or fifth place. With 12 to play or 13 to play. So we're still in it.
How much confidence can your team get out of this? Obviously, we can't go out and score 12 points in the first half, but what gives you some confidence that that this team has some confidence to do that?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can build on this. The 2 second halves, against Northwest Tech, even we won the second half by 24, 26, or whatever it was, and that's what we needed to win it by. We should have won both halves by 20.
Yeah.
And then against Colby, with Coach Spence out there at Colby, he's done a really good job. He's got some nice players. I was trying to remember today during practice, when we were watching our film from Saturday, Ashante Suttington, I don't remember her. She played at Hutch. About
first half coming up here on Saturday. What do you think about that Hutch Dodge City match?
That'd be interesting to watch. I'd like, I'll watch it on free play, as soon as I can. But I'd hate to try to handicap that game. Is that at Hutch or at Dodge?
That's at Dodge.
Okay, all right. So, with way Coach Hunt just does things at Hutch, I think Dodge City might be a little more talented. I don't know, but it's going to be a good game.
Have you ever seen someone go 8 for 8 from 3-point land?
I did. I watched her. I was there Friday when you talking about the Garden City girl freshman. Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to turn your back and run down to get in your position on zone while she's dribbling up behind you, but it might be a thing when you want to turn around.
Yeah.
But that was unbelievable performance.
She definitely got into a zone right there, and she was feeling it.
Okay, Mike Marzoff, of course, he didn't count that 3-quarter court shot, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I think it's a 3-quarter court shot. If it had gone in, it'd been 9 for 9. But
oh, really? Is that what she would have been? Did she make 8 in a row at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah, in the third quarter.
That's crazy.
That's 8 3-pointers in the third quarter.
Somebody stand right next to her and put your hands up and don't let her shoot.
Then she'd probably go out a little bit further. That was quite the performance.
Yeah, she had some good range.
Yeah. Hey, a quick comment on, it's a Vanderbilt decision with the quarterback. I mean, it's going back, and I talked to Jeremy a little bit about this on how it's going to impact. If you can go to junior college and save 2 years for 4, what's happening out here?
Well,
Yeah, things have changed since we started.
I was listening to a little bit when you were talking to Mizunas earlier, and he's exactly right. It's completely different now, and I don't know how you manage it. I really don't.
I just want to see the first. We haven't seen somebody get. Can you play if you're indicted on federal income tax charge because you haven't paid your income tax?
Well, and how do you get an 18-year-old kid to play hard when he's already making $1 million? How do you get him? How do you get him to play hard?
I think. Don't yell at me. I'll just go over here to this other place.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. Yeah, it's just crazy, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm an old guy, Steve.
Clark in on Sports.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartonccc.edu.
Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. It's all brought to you exclusively by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
And also Equity Bank, here when you need us. Bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Okay, high school basketball tonight. Don't forget, Hoisington makeup game with Smoky Valley tonight. The Vikings in the dollar horse capital of the world, Lindsborg. Mike Heschel will have the call tonight along with Gene Manweiler. 5:45 pregame on 100.7 Eagle Country. Larned finally plays basketball tomorrow night. Yes, I know it's hard to say. They still haven't got a game in since the Christmas break, so we'll have Larned basketball coming up tomorrow. They take on Nickerson. Great Bend, they're off until Friday. All right, that's going to show today. Appreciate everybody coming in. Appreciate everybody listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow on KVGB.
Agriculture Today